evening, everyone. The Chamber of Sages is proudly and happy to present the online radio show that allows nerds, geeks, and gamers to let their voices be heard on various topics, while at the same time letting the rest of the world know that we're people too. I am your host, the Sage of Truth. This is A Word with the Sage. Kind of like that, kind of nice tone too. Very first episode of A Word with the Sage. Good Lord. Now, I like to think of this as being perfect timing. I mean, what better way to kick off Comic-Con weekend? And, of course, I'm referring to the Emerald City Comic-Con going on out here in Seattle. Sadly, I will not be able to go, by the way, especially since I'll be serving the nation by playing Navy. So I will be looking forward to seeing a lot of y'all's pictures and comments and things like that on the Facebook page. That'll be pretty cool. And if you happen to see a wonderful cosplayer by the name of Anna Mia, and I'm pretty sure I just butchered her name, and she's probably going to kick me for it, but let her know the Sage of Truth said hi. Well, I'm already asking y'all favors. Let me make sure I properly introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me. I'm the Sage of Truth. You all can call me Sage or Truth, whichever one is more simpler for you. I'm a traveler from different worlds and times, not to be confused with a certain Time Lord. I'm nothing like that, but more of what many of you regular humans would describe as a rogue monk. I say rogue because the elders tell me it's better that I just stay quiet and do my job and log everything, but seriously, people, where's the fun in all that? So there's so many things I've seen during my lifetime in which I want to discuss, talk, and even rant about. And I'm also interested in hearing your thoughts, which is really the basis of this show. This is a platform for you all to let your voices be heard. So I'm thinking, the heck with it. Let's throw the damn book of political correctness at the sensitive person's head and really talk about some stuff. nerds and racism, gun controlling gamers, sex and X-Men. It doesn't matter. I don't really care the subject. This is stuff that's important to each and every one of us. And by the way, those are just a few examples of stuff we probably should get into later on. Tonight, being that it is the very first show, you gotta be a little nice. You gotta get in there a little easy. But anyway, the chat, both the line and the chat room is open. Feel free to call in, area code 646-716-9115. Now, before we get into the actual topic, which I still have not yet mentioned, I have to say a bunch of thank yous to a few folks who really have made this possible. The lovely Jolie Brown for a beautiful photo shoot. She was my photographer and helped take the pictures of the Sage shoot, and these photos was posted on Facebook for those to enjoy. And to the lovely Trisha for her editing and the fact that she even helped me make business cards. Apparently you need those here to communicate, so that's pretty awesome. And Trisha, just thank you. You put in so many hours helping me out with that. You're pretty amazing. And also another thank you to the folks at AFK Tavern. Now, when it comes to AFK Tavern, first of all, AFK stands for Away from Keyboard Tavern. That's what it is, Away from Keyboard Tavern. Food, fun, games, and quite frankly, it's a mini con every time you go. Last week they did something for Warhammer where they had just about the entire staff dressed up. Not to mention that is one of the only places I know you can go in cosplay and people don't look at you strange. In fact, you're looked at strange when you walk in there in normal clothes. Pretty awesome, folks. If you're in Washington, Everett, Washington, to be more exact, check it out. And those who are over there at the Emerald City Comic Con, that's where the after party is, right there on Everett on 41st Street. If you need more information, you can check them out on their Facebook page as well. Not to mention, she said I'm welcome. Not to mention, I got to give one more thank you to I'm just going to say Mia. And please, whoever sees her over at the Emerald City Comic Con, do not tell her to say the truth, butcher her name. But she was so kind, so wonderful. She's a cosplayer and a cosplayer model, and she sent me a poster, one of her limited edition poster, in which I can give out to a very lucky listener tonight. So, so to those who call in, there will be a random question, especially since tonight is about comic books. So if you're able to answer that question, I'll definitely be sure to get down your information and send you this poster. And being as a limited edition, I definitely did not open it. I'm keeping this sealed, so it'll be for your eyes and for your enjoyment. And be sure to send me a picture on her wall on Facebook to let her know that you're enjoying it. And I'll be sure to post that link in the chat room here soon. All right, and I got one more thank you to give, and that is to a group by the name of the League of Hot Geeks. Now, I need to make sure that they're on the line real quick. League of Hot Geeks, you guys on the line?
Yes.
Oh, freaking awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little classy by putting in a little selection screen music while you all introduce yourselves. Go ahead. It's cheesy, but I don't care. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, everybody.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm the Geek fan.
Hi, I'm Iggy.
I'm Joe. And we have Krista in the background.
Working on her cosplay stuff.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So I really appreciate you guys listening in and calling in. We got some stuff to talk about. And I figured, since you guys are in charge of the whole League of Hot Geeks on Facebook, you can find that on facebook.com/League of Hot Geeks. Maybe you guys can help me with this question as well as everybody else who's listening in. You can join me on the conversation too. So here's the situation, So a friend of mine, he's human, by the way. he told me about another friend of his who I said he needs to get rid of, but that's besides the point. Getting into it, he was told that he needed to get rid of a lot of stuff that he felt was special to him, things that inspired him, from Godzilla to X-Men to his comic books to his video games. He needed to get rid of it and be a real grown person. Now, I found this interesting because, he turned around and said, no, everybody uses different stuff to inspire them, and rightfully so. And so I agree 100% with that. But at the same time, it's like the person turned around and said, well, you're just a nerd then. I'm like, that's interesting. And the reason why I find that interesting is, when I was a little kid, a comment like that, well, you're just a nerd, would have been a derogatory statement. Matter of fact, it's even in a dictionary. Nerd is a stereotypical archetype designation referring to someone who pursues intellectual interest at the expense of skills that are useful in a social setting, such as communication, fashion, or even physical fitness. So this is something that something you just didn't want to be called, at least back in the day. But then I remember, in my travels, every now and again when I sit down, I watch TV shows like Bill Not Science Guy and Family Matters with Steve Urkel. I don't know if any of you guys remember Family Matters.
Oh, yeah, I remember that show.
Pretty sweet. Steve Urkel was pretty cool to me.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of him.
Jalil White is actually now the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in the last two attempted renditions of the animated series.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Not to mention, he's also doing a pretty cool show on Sci-Fi. What is it? Completely Dark. That show makes me laugh my butt off. But anyway, I think you guys see what I'm getting at here. Now, check this out. You guys run League of Hot Geeks. I want to say since the year 2000, the whole ordeal about nerds and geeks, that whole definition about them being just nice folks you didn't want to associate yourself with, that's changed a lot. I want to say since 2000, and I don't know, if some of you have seen these cosplayers' pages, there is something to just simply behold. Not to mention the girls are hot, first of all. I mean, let's just be honest. Not to mention the amount of creativity that goes into that. I mean, what's you guys' definition? What do you think the definition? What is a nerd? What is a geek? What is a gamer? Well, I mean, what can be classified as gamer? Help me out here. Let's talk about it.
This is Iggy. For me, I guess a nerd is someone who finds a deep interest in something that they enjoy doing. Whether you can be a nerd about anything, really. It doesn't have to necessarily be gaming, comics, or anime. Sports fans are essentially nerds or geeks for their sports teams or for their individual sport. I mean, other than comics, I'm also into baseball and football. I mean, it's really hard to limit what you can really classify as nerd because it can apply to so many different things.
Holy crap. So basically, because it can apply to so many different things, you're telling me that nerds are actually people? Of course we are.
Yeah.
Of course we are. Anybody else back there who got something to add on to it?
Most geeks are just understood people, in my opinion. JoJo?
I don't know. I think nowadays nerddom or geekdom has become so mainstream, it's not even really a traditional term anymore, like what you find in a dictionary. It doesn't really apply. Of course, you can find a stereotypical nerd or geek like that, but a lot of us are just normal everyday people with professions where we could be in shape, we could be, rich or all kinds of stuff. That definition doesn't really mean anything anymore. Like I myself,
wow.
I'm a pharmacist, and I'm also into weightlifting and being in shape. So that term doesn't really apply to me at all. But I feel like I'm a nerd at heart.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm a law graduate, and I'm studying for the bar exam. And I'm also lifting as well, and also into cosplaying. So we can't really fit any of us into a particular niche.
Well, you never know what's in front of you. Go ahead, boss. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. People who are not into comics and sci-fi or anime like that, people like that always look at you as weird or goofy. They just treat you like a mutant, like you're just some kind of weird being that shouldn't be existing on the planet as the same as they are.
Oh, it almost sounds like it's a safe bet to go ahead and just throw out the definition that I saw in the dictionary. Not to mention, it was also mentioned that some nerds have autism. But then again, I knew a kid who had autism, and he was more of a jock than anybody I knew. In fact, my high school probably wouldn't have won any of the football games if it wasn't.